My name is Maya Santos, and for 30 years, I was the foundation of my family. The steady one, the rock, the quiet, responsible daughter who never caused a scene. I didn't choose the role, it was built around me, brick by brick, until I was trapped inside a monument to my own reliability. My sister, Bianca, was the glittering facade, dramatic, emotional, a force of nature my parents found endlessly charming. If Bianca cried, I comforted her. If she failed, I cleaned it up. If my parents needed something, their eyes skipped right over her and landed on me. I told myself it was love. By my late 20s, I knew it was a system, one that ran on my silence and my bank account. The Hawaii trip was my idea, a gift from my parents who hadn't traveled in decades, a respite for Bianca from her self-imposed stress of being perpetually between jobs. I planned it all, paid for it all, five-star resort, first-class flights, private excursions. The bill was astronomical, but I'd gotten a major promotion at my tech firm. I could manage it. At the family dinner where I intended to present the tickets, Bianca stood up, clinking her glass. "I have the most amazing surprise," she announced, her eyes wide with manufactured joy. "I'm treating us all to Hawaii, all expenses paid." My parents gasped. My mother burst into tears of pride. My father puffed his chest, bragging about his generous daughter. Bianca caught my eye across the table and mouthed, "Thank you," with a tiny, smug smirk. And I, the foundation, just smiled and nodded. The script was written. I played my part. 5 weeks of secret planning and silent financing later, we stood in the bustling heart of Los Angeles International Airport. I was checking our boarding passes on my phone, a nervous habit, when Bianca demanded I hand over her passport to hold. "It's safer with me," I said, not looking up. "You lost yours twice last year." That's all it took. Her hand cracked across my face with a sound so sharp it seemed to pause the very air in Terminal 4, a sickening public smack that echoed off the high ceilings. 200 heads turned, phones lifted, recording. My cheek exploded in fire, but the real pain was deeper, an old, familiar rupture in my soul. Before the stunned silence could break, my parents were there, but not for me. "Maya, what did you say to her?" my father barked, his face a mask of irritation, not concern. Bianca dissolved into performative sobs against my mother's shoulder. "She's been criticizing me all morning. She's ruining my trip." My mother shot me a look of pure disappointment. "Why can't you just let your sister have this? For once, can't you be happy for her?" The script. The same damnable script. The graduation party I paid for, the apartment I co-signed, the ring I bought, the gifts I chose. All credited to her, all met with my silent smile. Standing there, my face burning under the judgmental gaze of a terminal full of strangers, something inside me didn't just break, it vaporized. The foundation crumbled, and from the ashes rose a cold, clear certainty. They were about to learn the cost of the foundation they'd taken for granted. "Apologize to your sister," my father commanded, his voice low and final. I looked at Bianca's tear-streaked, triumphant face. I looked at my parents' unwavering loyalty to their chosen star. I felt the weight of the credit card in my pocket, the one that had paid for every single component of this journey. I didn't say a word. I turned and walked away, not to the restroom to cry, but to a quiet corner near the charging stations. My hands trembled, not with grief, but with the shock of liberation. I opened my phone, the airline app, the hotel confirmation, the rental car booking, all in my name, all on my cards. A boundary, not revenge, a simple financial truth. With the breath steadier than I'd taken in years, I called the airline. The quiet cancellation. The hold music was a soft, generic jazz tune. I leaned against the cold airport wall, watching my family from a distance. They had regrouped. Bianca was composing herself, accepting a water from my mother. My father was checking his watch, annoyed at the delay I was causing. They looked like a united front, a trio. They had no idea their fourth member had just left the play. "Thank you for holding. How can I help you today?" The airline agent's voice was professionally pleasant. "I need to modify a reservation," I said, my voice devoid of tremor. I recited the confirmation number. "I'd like to cancel 3 of the 4 tickets. Keep only the one under Maya Santos." A brief pause. "All 3? There will be fees." "I understand. Proceed." Clicks on the other end of the line. The sound of a lifeboat being released. "Done. The refundable amounts will be credited back to the original form of payment." Perfect. Next, the luxury resort in Maui. The cheerful concierge was eager to help. "Of course, Miss Santos. Changing from 2 ocean view suites to just 1? We'll adjust the rate immediately. A refund for the difference will be processed." Then the rental car company. The convertible SUV downgraded to a compact sedan for 1. Each call was a stitch sewing up a wound I'd let bleed for decades. With each confirmation email that hit my inbox, I felt lighter. The phantom weight of their expectations, their entitlement, their blindness fell away. I wasn't their pack mule anymore. I was a woman standing alone in an airport, in full control of her own destiny for the first time. I walked back to gate 47. My family was now lounging, Bianca laughing at something on her phone, the crisis I'd caused already a fading drama. They didn't see me coming until I was standing before them. "I'm heading to my gate," I said calmly. My mother blinked. "This is your gate, Maya." "Not anymore." Bianca rolled her eyes, the performance returning. "Oh, what now? Are you having a meltdown?" "No," I said, holding up my phone. "I canceled your tickets, all 3 of them. You're not going to Hawaii." The laughter died in Bianca's throat. "You're lying. You're just trying to scare me." "Call them." I nodded to my father. "Use the confirmation code. Ask how many seats are left on the reservation." A flicker of doubt crossed his face. He dialed, put it on speaker. The agent's voice was clear. "I show 1 passenger remaining, Maya Santos. The other 3 tickets were canceled about 20 minutes ago." The blood drained from Bianca's face. My mother's hand flew to her mouth. "Maya, why? How could you be so cruel?" The word cruel was the final spark. "Cruel?" I repeated, my voice low but carrying. "Was it cruel when I paid $15,000 for this trip and let Bianca take the credit? Was it cruel when I co-signed her apartment so she could play independent woman on Instagram? Was it cruel to stand here and be slapped in the face for reminding her to keep track of her own passport?" I looked at my father. "Was it cruel to always come to you for love and only ever receive a list of responsibilities?" The public shame was now theirs. Passengers eavesdropped openly. A gate agent watched with wary interest. "We're a family," my mother pleaded, tears real now. "We can fix this. You can't leave us here." "You have no money for new tickets," I stated, a simple fact, "because you never needed to have any. I was always the safety net. Well, the net is gone." Bianca's arrogance shattered. She grabbed my arm, her nails digging in. "I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I hit you. I was stressed. Don't do this." I peeled her fingers off, one by one. "Your stress has been my burden for 30 years. I'm done carrying it." The final boarding call echoed. "Now boarding Flight 811 to Kahului." My father blocked my path, his authority crumbling into desperation. "If you walk onto that plane, don't you dare come back." I met his gaze, and for the first time, I didn't see an authority. I saw a frail man who had lost his grip on a tool he'd overused. "I stopped coming back to you a long time ago," I said softly. "You just never noticed I was gone." I walked around him. No one stopped me. The gate agent scanned my lone boarding pass with a sympathetic, knowing look. Salt air and silent phones. The hum of the jet engines was a lullaby. As the California coast disappeared beneath the clouds, I didn't feel guilt. I felt the vast, empty space of possibility. Hawaii was different alone. The rhythm of the waves was mine to follow. I ate when I was hungry, snorkeled until I was tired, and sat on my balcony watching the sun paint the ocean in colors no family drama could ever diminish. I turned my phone off for 3 days. When I finally powered it on, it exploded, a volcano of texts and voicemails. Bianca's ranged from furious insults to pathetic pleas. My mother's were guilt-laden monologues. My father's were short, angry demands to act like an adult and fix this. There was one message that gave me pause. It was from my mother, sent on the second day. We had to take a loan out for last-minute tickets home. We're staying at a motel by the airport. Your father is furious. Bianca won't stop crying. Was this really necessary? I didn't reply. The silence was my answer, my new language. The peace I found wasn't in the palm trees or the warm water. It was in the quiet of my own mind, the constant background noise of their needs, their dramas, their expectations. It was gone. For the first time, I could hear myself think. I realized my reliability wasn't a virtue. It was a cage I'd helped them build. By never demanding respect, I had taught them how to disrespect me. By financing their lives, I had bankrupted my own spirit. The new foundation. Coming home was the real test. The familiar streets, the door to my apartment. Would the old patterns reassert themselves? They tried. A week after I returned, they showed up at my door, a unified, somber trio. The anger was gone, replaced by a shell-shocked exhaustion. The impromptu debt they'd incurred had been a harsh teacher. "We were wrong," my father said, the words clearly foreign and heavy on his tongue. "We took you for granted. We let Bianca's theatrics blind us. Bianca wouldn't meet my eyes. I don't know why I'm like that," she muttered, a shred of genuine self-awareness poking through. My mother cried, "We miss you." I let them in. I made tea. We talked. Not a dramatic confrontation, but a clumsy, painful first attempt at a new dialogue. I didn't offer to pay off their loan. I didn't promise everything would go back to normal. I simply listened, and for the first time, they listened back. The change wasn't instantaneous. Bianca still tries to manipulate, but now I see the mechanics of it, and a simple no stops it cold. My parents are hesitant, treating me like a newfound fragile artifact. The dynamic is broken, and we are all learning how to move in the new space. I've started using my money on myself. A pottery class, a solo trip to Iceland, a donation to a charity I chose. The foundation is being rebuilt, but this time it's under my house. I learned that the most powerful revenge is not drama, it's peace. It's the quiet click of a cancellation button. It's the calm walk onto a plane alone. It's looking at the people who defined you as a supporting character and deciding, once and for all, to star in your own life. Sometimes, to save yourself, you have to be willing to let others get lost for a while. And sometimes that's the only way they ever find their way back to you, not as users, but as equals.